Hey folks, it's Moxie Gaming Channel. In this video, I'll be showing you the best F2P teams to build for Simulated Universe World 1 to 4 challenges. It's perfect for beginners who are looking for some guidance. Make sure to watch the entire video as it will be informative. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest Honkai Star Rail videos. Let's dive into the world of Honkai Star Rail. Alright, let's take a look at the easiest Simulated Universe World 1. The difficulty of this world is designed for new players who are just starting out, so all you need to do is level up your characters and their light cones to 20, and it should be enough to clear it. Here's the team that I recommend for this world. So, for the 4-person team, we have Danheng as the main DPS, Serval as the sub-DPS, Natasha as the healer, and if you don't have Natasha yet, you can use Asta as a substitute. Additionally, we have March 7th as the shielder. This strategy relies on the power of March 7th to freeze the enemies and increase the team's damage against frozen targets. By freezing the enemies, they will be unable to attack for a turn, which greatly improves the party's survivability. Furthermore, the team will deal more damage to the frozen enemies because of the buffs from the Blessings of Remembrance. Once you reach World 2 in Simulated Universe, it's recommended to start a run and push as far as you can, even if you can't clear it. The reason being that after your first run, the ability tree will unlock, which offers some incredibly powerful buffs for your team while playing in the Simulated Universe. These buffs can make a huge difference in your ability to progress through the game mode, so it's worth taking the time to grind out ability points to upgrade your ability tree. Alright, let's talk about the best strategy to clear World 2, which is the Freeze Strategy Team build. For this build, you will need a team of 4 members including Serval as the main DPS, Brona as the ATK buffer, Natasha as the healer, and March 7th as the shielder. March 7th's role in the team is to provide shields to allies as needed and to freeze enemies with her ultimate. It is recommended to have her shield herself to draw aggro away from the rest of the team. Additionally, being an ice element character, she can also help to deplete the boss's toughness bar. So, if you are struggling to clear World 2, this team build might be worth giving a try. Natasha is the team's healer, responsible for keeping everyone alive. However, if you don't have her in your roster, you can replace her with any other healer that you have available. Serval is my main damage dealer in this team composition.
Nice.
Both of the bosses in World 2 are weak to lightning, making Serval an excellent choice as she can deal significant damage to both bosses at the same time with her skills and ultimate. Additionally, Serval is an erudition character, which allows them to hit both bosses simultaneously with their abilities, breaking their toughness bar faster and triggering the freeze effect from the perfect experience, fully blessing more consistently. Bronya is a strong character. Her biggest advantage is that after using her technique, all allies' ATK increases by 15% for 2 turns in the next battle. Therefore, it's important to prioritize increasing Bronya's speed to be the first among all members, since her initial speed is only 99. It's recommended to choose artifacts that target her speed specifically, so that the ATK and hit damage attributes can be stacked before all teams begin attacking. This way, bosses can be quickly defeated. However, the only drawback of this team is that you need to have Bronya. The best way to get her is in Departure Warp, which has a pity system that guarantees a 5-star character within 50 pulls. I was lucky enough to get Bronya, and this character can fit into any team. She performs exceptionally well in Calyx, Cavern of Corrosion, Echo of War, and Forgotten Hall. When it comes to Bronya, in addition to increasing her speed, it is also important to increase her HP. Only with a stable HP can Bronya continue to provide buffs to other team members. So, when it comes to Bronya's light cones and relics, especially the relics, you can challenge the Cavern of Corrosion to select the best relics. Alright, let's move on to World 3. You'll need your characters to be around level 40 to clear it, but it won't be easy without powerful blessings. The enemies here are at levels 40 to 50, so they'll be tougher to defeat. However, the freeze strategy that worked in World 2 can also come in handy here. A team setup that you can use to clear World 3 in the game. The team consists of Serval as the main DPS, Bronya as the buffer, Natasha as the healer, and March 7th as the shielder. It's important to have a good blessing level and upgrade your wisdom tree as much as possible before starting World 3 because the enemies you'll be facing are around level 40 to 50. Additionally, you can choose the preservation path attribute to compensate for any weaknesses in your team before entering battle. March 7th is primarily responsible for providing shields to allies when required and for freezing enemies with her ultimate. It's recommended to have her use her shield on herself to divert the attention of the enemies away from the rest of the team. As an ice element character, she can also help to gradually decrease the boss's toughness bar. On the other hand, Natasha serves as the team's healer, ensuring that everyone stays alive during the battles. If you don't have Natasha, you can replace her with any other healer character that you have access to. Just like in World 2, we will continue to use Serval as Jeopard is vulnerable to lightning element. We also need to take advantage of Bronya's team damage buff and speed attributes to continuously stack critical damage for Serval, while using March 7th's shield to reduce Serval's damage taken and having Natasha provide continuous healing. If you don't have Bronya, you can opt for Dan Heng or Susang instead. If you're lucky enough to have Susang, she can easily dominate the boss due to its physical weakness. However, Dan Heng can also be effective here as his damage output is decent even against enemies not weak to him. However, the current limitation of my team is that I don't have buffs like Seal or Clara, which increase damage or have automatic counterattacks. Having these buffs would accelerate the battle process and greatly improve the chances of winning. Finally, in World 4, the enemies you'll face are at levels 50 to 55, but it is possible to clear it with characters at level 45 to 50. Unfortunately, my Trailblazing level hasn't reached the promotion requirements, so my characters can't ascend to level 40 yet. However, I have come up with a hypothetical team build that you can try out and let me know the success rate in the comments section below the video. Let's continue! To challenge World 4, especially if your character's levels are not high enough, besides having a strong blessing, we need to pay attention to the elemental system in Honkai, Star Rail. While during the story, you can ignore it and just use one team, once you start tackling harder content like Simulated Universe or Forgotten Hall, you will need to build the team around the boss's weakness, or you will simply struggle against them. This is especially important because break builds are really strong early on, as it's much easier to stack the effect to over 200%, allowing you to do massive damage to the boss when you break its toughness bar. Based on the analysis above, we can see that the bosses and elite encounters in World 4 mostly have elemental attributes of wind, fire, and lightning. Therefore, we need to choose Natasha and Bronya for the team composition, one to provide continuous HP support and the other to provide team ATK damage. As for the main DPS, I only have Serval and Dan Heng in my hand, but my Dan Heng's artifact panel doesn't have high enough attack power and critical hit rate. Dan Heng's basic ATK is deals wind DMG equal to 50% of Dan Heng's ATK to a single enemy. Skill is deals wind DMG equal to 156% of Dan Heng's ATK to a single enemy. On a crit hit, there is a 100% base chance to reduce the target's SPD by 12% for 2 turns. Ultimate is deals wind DMG equal to 256% of Dan Heng's ATK to a single enemy. If the enemy is slowed, the ultimate's DMG multiplier increases by 76%. Talent is when Dan Heng is the target of an ally's ability, his next attack's wind residential PEN increases by 19%. This effect can be triggered again after 2 turns. Therefore, my choice is still Serval. Well, first of all, in my character panel, Serval's ATK is higher than Dan Heng's. And secondly, she is also a great AoE character. She can deal lightning damage equal to 132% of her ATK to a single enemy and 66% of her ATK to adjacent enemies, with an 80% chance of shocking them for 2 turns. While shocked, enemies take lightning damage over time equal to 88% of Serval's ATK each turn. As for the final character in the team, it must be someone who can apply debuffs to enemies or a shield character who can enhance the team's defense. In my team, the best candidate is undoubtedly March 7th. If I have Clara in my team, then it would be a perfect team, and I can replace Serval with Clara. Clara's skill feature is that after using her ultimate, Clara's DMG taken is further reduced by 27%, but she has a higher chance of being targeted by enemies for 2 turns. Moreover, Sverig's counter is enhanced, ensuring counters are launched with its DMG multiplier on the enemy increased by 172% when an ally is attacked. Along with March 7th's skill feature, if the ally's HP is 30% or higher, the chance of enemies attacking that ally will be greatly increased. In other words, let March 7th stack the shield effect on Clara continuously, and enemies will keep attacking Clara. Clara will keep counterattacking the enemy based on her skill feature. Finally, we can give March 7th's relic panel an increase in the effect hit attribute, so that when March 7th triggers the ultimate skill, in addition to the initial 50% hit rate of freezing the enemy, the skill effect will be enhanced. Alright, that's my perfect understanding of the best F2P teams to build for Simulated Universe World 1 to 4. If there's anything unclear or any mistakes in the video, please leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching and supporting Mox Gaming channel, and don't forget to subscribe and like. See you in the next video!